full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airways for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smart has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truths, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
Let's get into the NXT TakeOver review from this past Wednesday on the WWE Network. I haven't seen it yet. I was trying to get together with a friend to see it, and the one friend was studying. Another friend lives in Torbay, and I really didn't want to go run the risk of having to walk from Torbay back to St. John's in the event that, he was working the next day, or if he was even watching it. And the friend I ended up almost seeing it with wasn't going to be watching it live because he was doing something else, but he's planning on watching it, and I asked if I could watch it with him, and he says he'll try to get back to me. So that's hopefully all going to work out, and I'll eventually see TakeOver. I mean, I can download it and watch it, no problem, but, I'd rather watch it with somebody, because I feel like less of a loser when I watch wrestling with other people. Do you watch wrestling with other people? Do. What's 2 plus 2? So anyway, the first match, the dark match, saw Ember Moon, the former Athena, finally making her NXT debut, taking on Peyton Royce. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. This is Cybo Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. So the next match, the first official match, actually, for NXT TakeOver on the WWE Network from this past Wednesday night, saw Andrade Almas defeating Ty Dillinger in a, 5-minute match. So it wasn't anything major, but then again, it was Ty Dillinger versus to be announced. And then it was Ty Dillinger versus this guy, and, I didn't predict the women's match because it wasn't announced. So, not gonna complain. Not gonna count it against my own count, I guess. Anyway, I did call for Andrade almost to win. You were listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. So, next up, from NXT TakeOver, the actual first match that I didn't predict properly, but again, not really disappointed. I'll be sure to actually, I'm sure to enjoy it, especially if I do get together with my friend Mike, or my other friend Mike if he hasn't watched it yet, or my friend Travis if he hasn't watched it yet. I don't know if, Travis said he was studying. He didn't say whether or not he was watching it afterwards. I'll just see if all these people have watched it and if they're going to watch it. And anyway. So, the tag team titles were on the line. The Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, defeated the American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, was that the match where people were chanting, "Who are you?" to Paul Ellering, former manager of Legion of Doom? But anyway, I don't remember what wrestler he was representing when people were chanting, "Who are you?" because they were saying, someone posted on Facebook, are they chanting, "Who are you?" to Paul Ellering or to the tag team? So I think maybe it was probably then although they should have known who the tag team was. I don't know. Anyway, when I watch it, I'll know. If I look it up, then I'll know. And yeah. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbranology TV. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. Wonder will Roman Reigns ever like to hear that song, Winning Rome, because Roman Empire and stuff. And this is what it sounds like when you're putting a CD in a CD case. For those of you who wonder what these silver discs are that don't play any video in your DVD or Blu-ray player. It's like, what do you mean there's only sound on it? What do you mean there's only music? That's what MP3s are for. Radio shrug. So, next match. Once again, I predicted pretty much all the matches except that one, the one I just read from. I predicted all of them correctly, so yay, I was looking forward to it anyway. But I'm doubly looking forward to it when see how many of these are actually working and stuff. So, working out. So, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Austin Aries in a 17-minute match. So, it's 17 minutes of awesome, I think, when I get to see it finally, which will be hopefully this weekend or this coming week sometime with my friend Mike. So, fingers crossed. Heterosexual Cavalcade of Uberswank. Fridays at 3 p.m., 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Listen live on CHMR 93.5 FM, Alliance 787, Cable 942, or via the internet at www.chmr.ca.
Is it hot in here? Or was I just engulfed in flames? And broads. It says right here, diagnosis, fractured ass.
Next match we have for NXT TakeOver is the women's title match, which saw Asuka defending her NXT Women's Championship against Nia Jax. Nice 9-minute match. I'm looking forward to seeing that one when I get a chance to. So hopefully we'll be this, like I said, be this weekend or this coming week. Hopefully my friend Mike will be in the mood to watch it, and he'll be in the mood to contact me and say, hey, I want to watch it, come on over. Or whatever. So. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni, and subscribe to Jarbonology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. Time for this week's Macho Fact. The only thing that can break Randy Savage is Randy Savage. And the Macho Man can have his cake and eat it too. So, this is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. Got one last match for NXT TakeOver on the WWE Network from Wednesday night. It sees Samoa Joe defeating Finn Balor in a steel cage match for the to defend his NXT Championship. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how punch-tastic that was, and hopefully I'll have it watched by the time next week's Ring Rust comes along. Fingers crossed. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbranology TV. Slammiversary this coming Sunday on pay-per-view from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Nice to see them do pay-per-views from the Impact Zone, I guess. We have Baxter Sutter versus To Be Announced, which means, I guess, To Be Announced is going to end up winning, whoever that is. Anyone going to be debuting for TNA? I wonder. We'll find out, I guess. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Trevor Lee will be defending his TNA X Division Championship in a four-way match against Andrew Everett, DJZ, and Eddie Edwards. So I'm probably just going to go with Trevor Lee defending for the time being. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And Jade will be defending her TNA Knockouts Championship against Sienna. And I don't really see her losing her title just yet either. So let's see how that turns out.
You're listening to CHMR St. John's 93.5 with those darlings. Be a little darling down yours. That's when I'm straight sober.
Ew, my inside! What?
Brunt. Hey, what's up? This is referee Tony S, and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
The Tribunal, which is Basil Baraka and Baron Dax, both formerly of WWE, taking on Grado and Mahabali. I'm probably butchering this. Shera. So just call him Shera, I guess is what they call him in TNA. In just a regular tag team match, not for a title or anything, just because Al Snow needs to teach these youngins some respect or something. So I'm expecting the good guys, who I've called the new school, because Al Snow's the old school, and these other guys are probably representing the old school as well, so I'm going to call them the new school. I'm predicting that they're going to win, because that's usually how these kind of things go. We'll see. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Next up, Eli Drake, who recently won on Impact, actually, will be defending his King of the Mountain Championship against Bram, and that's what I predict he'll do. He'll defend his championship against Bram, because why else give him the title if you're just going to give it right back? You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And Gail Kim will be taking on Maria Kanellis Bennett. The, what should you call herself? The queen of the knockouts? Well, she's in charge of the knockouts now, so, anyway. In just, again, a regular match, I guess. So, I predict Gail Kim's gonna come out on top of that one, but we'll see. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. So we got 4 more matches I'd like to talk about in this week's episode of Ring Rust, previewing Slamversary this coming Sunday. DK, well, I call them the nobodies, because DK is like all 3 of them, and I tend to differentiate between a stable and a tag team when the stable is 3 or more people, so maybe it's just me. I have no doubt, actually, that's just me. So, like, I don't call the New Day, like, 2 of the 3 members of New Day, I don't just refer to them as the New Day. Unless we don't know. I mean, when previewing a match, yes, I'll just say the New Day, and I'll say, because they tend to do New Day rules, so it's Kofi Kingston and or Big E Langston and or Xavier Woods. But, I mean, when I'm reporting on it after the fact, and it's been established that it's only 2 of them, I'll give the 2 of them their own tag team name, and then, So, the Nobodies, Abyss and Crazy Steve, will be defending their TNA World Tag Team Championships against the Bromans, Robbie E. and Jesse Goddards. And again, that's what I predict will happen. They're going to defend. So, fingers crossed. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Mike Bennett be taking on Ethan Carter III in just a regular singles match because they've had enough of stipulations. Radio Shrug. Ethan Carter will probably come out on top of this one because Mike Bennett's been kind of dominating him lately, and I think he's probably owed one. But anyway, you're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Full Metal Mayhem match We'll see Jeff Hardy taking on Matt Hardy. And Matt Hardy's just doing the crazy thing really great, so I'd like to see him get that little extra push towards crazy and have Jeff Hardy win this match, just to make it that much, just for his reaction after losing. Right after losing the match, just to see the camera focus on Matt Hardy's face, just to see that reaction. He's already got the gray streak in his hair, so... Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. And finally, Drew Galloway will be defending his TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Bobby Lashley, in a match that must end in either knockout or tap out. So we'll see how that goes. I suspect Drew Galloway is going to end up defending, but it is Bobby Lashley. He could dominate and take his title back, but we'll see. Again, I predict Drew Galloway. That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.